For the past 7 months, we have been traveling through New Zealand's South Island while calling Queenstown our home base. In last week's video, we said an emotional goodbye to the South Island, and now we're on our way up north to start the next chapter of our journey in Mount Maunganui. After making it across the Cook Strait, we have landed here in Wellington, New Zealand's capital city. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Wellington. This is our very first day in Wellington. We're so excited to do a little bit of exploring here today. Actually, last night we slept at the holiday park just in Lower Hutt. So we're driving into the city today to see what it's all about. So we've learned that Wellington is the world's southernmost capital city. It's also the world's windiest city, although we don't have any wind here yet today. I mean, I feel like I should knock on wood because we actually lost our windscreens for our microphones. But we're here at Mount Vic, and we're gonna go check it out.
So we have made it up to the top of the beautiful Mount Victoria lookout. You can drive just about all the way here, and then there's a few sets of stairs to walk up to the actual lookout point. As you can see behind me, the sun is trying to come out. We're supposed to get a nice day today. I got my fingers crossed. It's so cool being in Wellington. Being in Queenstown was fun, but it's so small. It's just like a little ski town. Whereas here is like, it's really like a city. And to be honest, it's kind of like, it's really reminding us of California a lot. Like all the houses on the hills. When we were driving up the roads, we were like, oh, it's kind of like we drove up a road like this in San Francisco. It's just really rad. Like this is a place that I could definitely see us living at some point. But of course we just got here, so there's a lot more to see.
Immediately though, I have to say these roads are so tight, at least the roads winding up to Mount Vic. And actually it looks like any of these roads with like a whole bunch of houses on the hill, single lane both way, but then there is street parking allowed. So there will be cars completely blocking the lane. You're hoping that when you're going up over a hill that someone's not going to be coming down. But I mean, assuming that everyone just drives really slow and safely, like we're trying to do right now, then it's probably fine. But it is crazy how, like immediately, how much it is reminding us of California. It's really hard to explain in videos because it's one of those things where you kind of just have to be there and feel it. But already I really, really like the vibe of this city. It seems really cool. So we're just going into the city center right now. We're gonna see what the parking situation is like pretty quickly, but it is like first thing in the morning. So, oh, it's Sunday, it's the weekend. We found the only Welsh bar in the southern hemisphere. I've been waiting for that, babe.
Yeah.
Wow, it's perfect. Okay, so we just parked and there's a film set, like a film shoot going on over here. And in front of us is literally a California plate. Where are we? Okay, we're about to go pay the meter, so let's see if it's really like California, because if it is, it's $12 an hour. Okay, $9.30 for 3 hours. Not great, not horrible.
So we parked and we are now at Lambton Quay, which is actually where we came in on the ferry yesterday. Lots of people walking around out by the water. I can't express how happy I am to be near the ocean again.
We have been living in Queenstown now for 6 months, right? So we've just become so used to this like small town, single lane. There's hardly any stoplights in Queenstown at all. And then coming here and it's like we're back in the city and you'd almost think that we weren't from the city ourselves. We're like looking up at the tall buildings and looking at all the traffic, and it's very funny. It's something that you think that we would just be used to. How soon you forget, I guess, and how soon you just adapt to your environment. The thing is about Nick and I too is that we have actually never been until today to the North Island of New Zealand, because when we flew into New Zealand, we flew in directly into Queenstown from Sydney. We didn't even have a stopover in Auckland. So this is really going to be our first time experiencing cities in New Zealand, which is a really different feel from the South Island. But right now we are walking around, we are trying to find the entrance to the Wellington cable car. I think it's just going to be right over there. So we got 2 return tickets for $11 each.
if you have kids, it's like the perfect thing to take them on. It takes you from the Lambton Quay all the way up to the botanical gardens, and they have all these little facts and a little light show on your way up. There were a ton of kids and they were all like, whoa, wow. It was like the cutest thing ever. But we're gonna go and explore the botanical garden and take in some of these beautiful views of Wellington. That's me.
That was basically you.
That was me.
It is nice immediately being from down in the city and then now right up back into nature. And when I was reading about Wellington, we also learned that Wellington is one of the fittest cities, or maybe the fittest city in New Zealand, where a lot of people walk to work, and of course it's really hilly, so you get a good exercise doing that. It does feel like that, like immediately it does feel like that here. It feels like if we were to live here, we would want to walk around. If you cannot tell already, we're really liking it. And not that we didn't think that we'd like it, but when we go into a place with no expectations, you're ought to be blown away one way or the other. But yeah, it's a nice little surprise first thing in the morning.
I was just telling Rachel how I'm very hungry and how I also really need a coffee, and I can't figure out which one to do first. And we stumbled across Aurora, which makes coffee and empanadas, which I'm super keen on. So let's go do that because I need to eat and I need to get caffeinated, like right now.
So I got a yerba mate, Nick got a latte with soy milk, and we both got these vegan empanadas that have mushroom and vegan cheese in them, and they are delicious.
So good.
Welcome to Cuba Street. So Cuba Street is a street here, I guess, in Wellington that has tons of shops on it, cafes, and fun fact, Wellington actually outdoes New York City for the amount of cafes per capita. There's about 400 cafes and restaurants here in Wellington, and you can actually like really sense that when you're walking around. It feels like it's just restaurant after restaurant, cool cafe after. Oh, Lord of the Fries is there too. That's like a vegan place that we used to love going to in Queenstown and it shut down. Yeah, we're just taking a walk around. There's like buskers, there's loads of people out. Like I said earlier, it's Sunday and it feels so lively right now around lunchtime. So let's go for a walk down Cuba Street. Cute little vegetarian cafe. And look, San Fran.
So we're just walking here on Cuba Street and we've passed a bunch of thrift stores, which we obviously need to check out. These pants are all like 2 for $20, shirts 2 for $20, like that's a smoking deal. Apparently here in New Zealand, they call them op shops. I'll stick to thrift store. Yeah. Holy. Pretty good, I think. All right, so we rated the 2 for $20 rack. I got some hilarious pants. Rachel got a hilarious sweater. And while Rachel was trying on her sweater, I was having a good conversation with one of the employees there. He was really nice, telling me all about where to skate here in Wellington, telling me about Mount Maunganui and Queenstown, and even though he's never been to either of those places, but he's like, dude, I've seen tons of clips, like tons of places to skate. I'm really stoked on these pants, and we have a ton more exploring to do here on Cuba Street. So let's go.
Walking around, I am building up an appetite. Nick actually kind of ate a lot more breakfast than me this morning, and he has leftovers still in the car. So I am getting lunch on my own today, and we are going to Pho Viet. So let's go get some food. So excited to eat this. It looks and smells so good as they were bringing out all of the food to everybody, all their bowls of pho. They also have banh mi. They have bao and all this delicious food. I want it all. I'm so hungry, but we're gonna leave you guys here. We're just so grateful that you came and explored Wellington with us. We will definitely be back. So we will see you in the next video. Bye. Here is the broth and here is what goes inside of it.